Hello everyone, welcome to our series Arogya for Better Tomorrow. Today, I am privileged to introduce you to Dr. Chandramohan Shetty. He is a BAMS MD in Ayurveda and Yoga from MUHS and postgraduate diploma in Yoga Therapy from S. Vasya University, Bengaluru. He has more than 25 years of clinical experience. He is an Ayurvedic and Yoga consultant at Panchakarma centers in Navi Mumbai and Thane. He has done his research on rise in diabetes. His main interest is in preventive medicines and lifestyle disorders like diabetes, obesity, PCOD and PCOS, the vision of holistic health through Ayurveda and yoga. Before moving forward, I would like to introduce myself. I am Rotractor Nimali Kenny from Rotract Club of Thane Downtown. Rotract is a youth wing of Rotary International that works for the welfare and development of the community. Today, we are here talking about PCOS and PCOD. As you know, it is a common concern among women in today's state. Some people also refer to it as a modern epidemic. So, let me begin our discussion by asking you, what is PCOD and PCOS? It is a fact or a myth that PCOS never goes away. What do you think on it?
Okay, so let us take these two questions. First is, what is PCOD or PCOS? It is polycystic ovarian disease or polycystic ovarian syndrome. PCOD, PCOS. Both are almost similar. There is not much of a difference. First, I'll answer the second most important question. Is it a myth or a fact that PCOD or PCOS will never go? It is a myth.
Oh.
If you detect the PCOD, PCOS at the early stage, if you treat and take remedial measures at a very early stage, PCOD and PCOS can be reversed. It is only when it crosses a certain stage, it crosses a certain level of intensity, that is the time the reversal becomes difficult, and it again depends on what has been the cause of PCOD. The PCOD in that particular female, what is the cause? If that cause is of a certain type, then the reversal becomes difficult. So, this first question was, what is PCOD? Polycystic ovarian disease. It is a hormonal disorder where the female, she lacks in production of ovum.
Oh.
So, ovum which is required for the reproductive function, that ovum is not either produced or is not produced in time or is immature. This is the condition in PCOD.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we'll move forward to the next question. What are the most common symptoms of PCOD?
Yeah. So the PCOD will have a plethora of symptoms. Like the basic one would be, there would be dysmenorrhea, that is difficulty during menses. Delayed menses, the female will get menses in after a certain period of time, not regularly, or she can have prolonged menses. At
Okay.
the later stage, they have difficulty in conceiving because the ovum is not produced. She can have acne, she can have hair fall, receding of hairline, and she can have hirsutism, that is development of hair where they are not required. That means in females, the hairs are not supposed to come on the lips,
Yeah, right.
the ears, right?
Yeah.
So they start developing hairs in such areas. So they have hirsutism, that is hair problem in scalp, hirsutism, acne, skin problems also, obesity, weight gain, and this obesity can again lead to a plethora of other diseases. So it's a complex disorder.
Okay. What causes PCOS?
According to modern science, the exact cause of PCOS or PCOD is not known, but basically they develop insulin resistance. That insulin resistance causes androgen, hormonal increase. This hormonal increase causes disturbance in the reproductive cycle of that female, so that ovum production is affected and PCOD is developed. If you if you go by Ayurveda, and even modern also believes that lifestyle is the major cause. The change in the lifestyle,
Okay.
the sedentary lifestyle, the lack of exercise, the changing food habits. We have accepted now the Western culture of food. We have forgotten our food habits. So what we should eat here, that we are not doing. We are grabbing the Western food habits. Exercise is almost zero. You even do not get up to change the channels of the TV. You do it by remote. You use remote for AC. You are stopped kicking the bike also. You are using a button start bike from a AC room in your home. You directly jump into a AC car. From there, you go to a AC office. There is absolutely zero exercise. Maybe now, few years down the lane, you will have one button. If you press that, the bathing will be over. There is no need to go to the bathroom. Or some robot will come and pick you up and put inside a car. So that exercise will also go. So this sedentary lifestyle is the number one cause. Food is the number two cause. And your bad habits, that you have not respecting the circadian rhythm. There is a biological clock in the body which has to be respected, which we have forgotten. So what we are doing, we stay awake till 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the night. We are supposed to get up 45 minutes to 1.5 hours before sunrise, Brahme Muhurta. We get up after 8:30, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock because we have slept at 2 o'clock in the night. So totally the sleep wake pattern has been disturbed, bad habits of food and sedentary lifestyle. These are the major causes. And the one more very much major cause in the young females is वेग धारण. In Ayurveda we call it as वेग धारण. इसमें क्या करते हैं कि बच्चे लोग अपना पेशाब और मल मूत्र का जो विसर्जन करना होता है वो नहीं कर पाते. क्यों नहीं कर पाते? रात को लेट सोए हैं, सुबह जबरदस्ती उनको उठाया जाता है, उठा के 6 बजे बाथरूम में भेज के उनको तुरंत नहला के स्कूल बस में बिठाया जाता है. एंड देन दे रीच स्कूल बाय 7:30. वहाँ क्लास में डर शर्म के मारे वो बोल नहीं पाते हैं. सो दिस मल्टीपल रीजन की वजह से वो दिस नेचुरल अर्जेस दे आर नॉट एबल टू ऑनर. So that withholding of urges for days together, for years together, is also a major cause for PCOD according to Ayurveda.
Okay. We nowadays even have remote to turn on the fan.
Absolutely. Everything is on remote. Everything is
Yes,
available.
seriously.
Yes. भजन पहले लोग गाते थे, अभी उसका टेप लगाते हैं और सुनते हैं ऐसे सो के. हाँ. So no energy is being spent.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
right. Okay, so next question. What PCOS symptoms do you need to track to diagnose the condition at an early stage and possibly prevent them?
Now the problem is, before the menses start, you will not be knowing whether that girl is going to get the menses in time or before time or delayed. So around 10 to 12 years की एज तक तो ये पता ही नहीं चलता है. आजकल because of this problem, females, young girls have started getting menses much before their age which they should get. 9 years also, 9 years child also starts getting menses.
Oh my god.
Because of these disturbances.
Okay.
So only when you cross a certain age, that is the time you search for a symptom कि menses आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है. But early signs would be an unexpected weight gain, young girls getting overweight for no reason, and also if they have these bad habits, these wrong habits of lifestyle changes, binging over the food, staying awake at night, getting up late in the morning, no lack of exercise, then you no need to track. You can write it on paper that she is going to get PCOD down the years. So the best thing is to do is to prevent. So you have to change the habits of your children's. Change your habit first, because children only follow what you do. Children don't follow what you say. आप खुद रात को 2 बजे तक जाग के अगर बच्चों को बोलोगे बेटा जल्दी सो जाओ, वो कभी नहीं होने वाला है. You have to set an example. You have to do it yourself first, and then the child will follow. So don't wait for the symptoms, because once they get the symptoms after 12 years of their life, it becomes difficult. It's a difficult thing. These habits have to be inculcated in the childhood itself. आप उनसे एक्सरसाइज करवाइए, अच्छे खाने की आदत लगाइए, ये यूरिन एंड मोशंस के जो अर्जेस आते हैं, जो वेग आता है, उनको रेस्पेक्ट करने को सिखाइए. ये सब हैबिट्स, गुड हैबिट्स शुड बी इनकलकेटेड राइट फ्रॉम द childhood and introduce yoga, asanas, exercises, physical exercises at the early age, so you can prevent this PCOD.
Okay, so the next question is it hereditary? And in that, I have a small query that if a person is not following a healthy lifestyle and she is not having PCOD,
Okay.
can her offspring get PCOD due to her unhealthy lifestyle?
Yes, the first question was, is it hereditary?
Yeah.
So yes, so there have been some gene mutations found, so evidence of hereditary nature is there. Second question is that female at present she is not having PCOD, but she is following a bad lifestyle now. So whether her offspring can get it?
Yeah.
So obviously, if her offspring is formed or born after her bad lifestyle habits, then over a period of time, if this bad lifestyle is prolonged over a period of time, then only then some gene mutation can happen. If that female was otherwise healthy, but very lately she has gone into this bad lifestyle habits, and very recently she has already had a child, so this gene mutation will not occur in her, so it will not pass to her.
Okay.
So this occurs only in those people who have a long standing lifestyle changes causing hormonal changes for a longer time inside their body, and then only that gene mutation can take place.
Okay. So is this condition more common now than in past?
Yes, because these lifestyle changes have cropped up in the last 5 to 10 years. Previously, as we discussed in the previous questions, the lifestyle of an average, if you talk about Indian also, he was working in the farm, he was working in the fields, he was walking to the railway station, he was doing exercise, he was getting up early in the morning, he was walking or cycling to the school. Now everything has changed. Now he is going by a car, he is traveling in a vehicle always.
Scooty,
The children are being dropped by a scooter
Van.
or by a van. There is no exercise. We are following the Western culture. People working in the BPO work throughout the night and sleep during the daytime. Food habits have changed. You have dropped Indian foods and you are going for pizzas, burgers, the pastas, which we are not able to digest. So these are the reasons why there is an epidemic of these lifestyle disorders. The obesities, the diabetes and the PCODs have cropped up just because of this. If you have an average data, around 60 to 70% of the females are having one or more symptom of PCOD, obesity, because of this changing lifestyle.
Oh, that's why I guess it is called as a modern epidemic.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So is any type of diet or eating style more effective in this condition?
Yes, the style which you are following for ages together, you have to stick to that style. The food which is suitable to a particular region may not be or is not suitable for that person in another region. Your food should be according to your bhumi. A person who is staying in Rajasthan can digest ghee about 1 vati also, because that area is a dry area, it's a very hot area.
Okay.
That same diet, if somebody wants to follow in a Konkan region or in another region, this will not work. So food, nature has designed the food according to the region that person is staying. Okay, you cannot follow what something in Siberia people are eating. That is a very cold area. The Agni is very high, so they eat meat daily is okay. It cannot be followed here.
Definitely.
So your diet should be according to your prakruti, that is your constitution, what kind of work you are doing. how much physical effort you are putting. If you are a farmer, you can digest a diet of 3500 to 4000 calories. An army person can also do that. An office going person who is sitting in an AC office, there is hardly any exercise. For him, this diet will not work. This diet will not work. You work in a BPO and throughout the night you take tens and fifteens of coffees, you eat pizzas, burgers, fast foods, and this binging of food is very bad. You take food every 30 minutes, every 1 hour, something or the other. This is not which has been advised in our Shastras. Our Shastra says eat only 2 times or 3 times in a day maximum. That too only when you are hungry. Okay, hungry means not binging. मुझे कोई चीज़ अच्छी दिखी तो मुझे तुरंत खाने का मन करता है, वो हंगर नहीं है. अच्छे से भूख लगना, पहले के खाना पचा हुआ रहना चाहिए और पहले खा के कम से कम 4 घंटे हुए होने चाहिए. दैट इज़ द टाइम यू शुड टेक योर सेकेंड मील. सो योर फर्स्ट मील अ ब्रेकफास्ट मे बी अराउंड 8 to 10 इन द मॉर्निंग. उसके बाद में जब भी सेकेंड टाइम भूख लगती है तो उस समय आपका लंच होना चाहिए. एंड द थर्ड टाइम योर हंगर यू शुड टेक अ डिनर. सो मैक्सिमम 3 मील्स इन अ डे. जो भी आपको खाना है, जो हित आहार है, वो इस दौरान आपको खाना चाहिए. और बीच के टाइम में आपकी मुंह की दुकान बंद रहनी चाहिए. वो खाली उस समय खुलनी चाहिए जब आपको बात करना हो. मुंह अगर आप 10 बार खाना खाने के लिए खोलेंगे तो आपको लिख लीजिए ये लाइफस्टाइल डिसऑर्डर होने ही वाले हैं. पीसीओडी होगा, नहीं तो ओबेसिटी होगा, नहीं तो डायबिटीज होगा, नहीं तो हाइपरटेंशन होगा, नहीं तो कार्डियक डिसऑर्डर होगा.
Okay. Okay. So would you agree that PCOS is generally worldwide underdiagnosed and undertreated?
Yeah, underdiagnosed, yes, because in developing countries, in poor countries, in third world countries, these are diagnosed only when the female gets married and she is not able to conceive. That is the time people go in for investigation, and when you take the history, then she will tell you कि yeah, these irregular menses or very much delayed menses were there since 10 years. लेकिन हमने सोचा कि ये ठीक हो जाएगा. देर आर सो मेनी मिथ्स इन द कॉमन पब्लिक कि एक बार शादी हो जाएगी तो इसको एक बच्चा हो जाएगा तो इसके सारे मेंसेस भी सही हो जाएंगे. सो इग्नोरेंस इज़ वन प्रॉब्लम. और इसके कोई बहुत ऐसे वेरी इजीली डिटेक्टेबल सिम्टम्स टू द कॉमन पब्लिक है ही नहीं कि ये हो गया मतलब पीसीओडी होगा. तो ओबेसिटी है तो लोग सोचते हैं कि तंदुरुस्त हो गई, अच्छा खा रही है अभी, उसको इग्नोर करते हैं. So any unexplained weight gain, sudden weight gain, acne which was previously not there, hair loss, disturbances in the menses should be investigated, and if you diagnose this at the early stage तो ये रिवर्सल आप कर सकते हैं. और उससे भी महत्व का जो मैंने अभी अभी आपको बताया है कि आपको डायग्नोसिस तक रुकने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. आप अपना लाइफस्टाइल ठीक से करिए, अच्छे से रखिए, खाना आपको मिताहार हिताहार ही खाना है. एक ना एक लाइफस्टाइल डिसऑर्डर नहीं तो आपको होने ही वाला है.
Okay. What is the ratio of PCOD in India compared to foreign countries?
Actually, we do not have any exact data because these data have not been determined. But the prevalence of PCOD in Western countries where the data are available are 5 to 10%, which is quite a high number. And we can for sure tell you that we will be having numbers which are much higher than this.
Okay. So what are the treatments available for this condition? And the female having the problem of facial hair, how can she deal with it?
See, modern wise there is no specific treatments available here. Mostly gynecologists use hormonal therapies, contraceptives to regularize the menses. But Ayurveda and yoga definitely offers a good solution for this.
Okay.
So there are a lot of Ayurvedic options available which the person can get in touch with their nearest Ayurveda physician and evaluate what exactly is the cause for PCOD in that particular female. According to Ayurveda, we don't have a universal cause. It will be cause according to hetu of that particular person, and then the treatment, the line of treatment will depend upon what cause was found. So that
Okay.
is one. And as we have discussed earlier, prevention and lifestyle modification, weight reduction, exercise is the important modality of treatment, be it Ayurveda or modern medicine.
Okay.
This is a part which you cannot indispense with. You have to follow a healthy lifestyle, you have to exercise, you have to reduce weight, because that insulin resistance which develops in PCOD, according to modern also, there is no other remedy than lifestyle modification. So yoga, Ayurveda, lifestyle modification is the key to reverse your PCOD. And the other part of your question was the facial
Facial
hairs.
hair.
So once the facial hair or the hirsutism develops, that is a stage when the PCOD has gone up to a certain level, especially the androgen hormone has very much increased in that female. So it is a challenging case. So cosmetically, laser treatments are available to remove the facial hair. Along with that, one should try all these lifestyle modifications, exercise, Ayurveda, and whatever therapies they want to do it, and try to reverse the PCOD.
Okay. So there are various options available like Ayurvedic, homeopathy, Ayurveda. What should a patient choose?
Actually, it will be wrong on my part to tell you that the patient should choose this, but I can give my frank opinion. Uh, Homeopathy, I'm not an expert, so I will not comment on that. Allopathy, also, I'm not an expert on allopathy. But as far as I know, there are not much options available there also, apart from some hormonal treatments. The basic crux of the treatment is lifestyle modifications and diet pattern changes. Ayurveda, which I know, can offer solution in this problem, especially to design a tailor-made treatment. What is the cause of the PCOD in that particular person can be found out by Ayurvedic history taking method, and those things can be corrected. So patient should definitely give a try for an Ayurvedic treatment. That is what I would recommend. I am not saying that they should not go for an allopathic or homeopathic treatment.
Okay. So, does PCOD have an psychological impact and specifically on person's sexual life?
Yes. First of all, see, because of the hormonal changes, because of the obesity, because of the physical changes, a female is very much worried about her her physical structure. Now she will develop acne because of this PCOD. Her hairlines will be receding. There will be hirsutism. So this has definitely a very big psychological impact on the female, especially those who are educated or who have met their doctor and they have come to know that their ovum development has been hampered. It will be difficult for that female to maybe conceive or conceive easily. So this has a very big psychological impact on the female. And sexual life, yes, one is again because of the hormonal changes, the more androgen development, the sexual desire has been found to go down in such females. And because of these physical changes, also, she feels that I am less attractive to the partner. So, again, the sexual life is affected because of that. Yes.
Okay. So, again, does sex in any ways affect PCOD?
No. Apart from these causes, there are no other problems with that.
Okay. So, how does PCOS affect fertility?
Yes, it affects, because to for a female to be fertile, she has to produce a good quality ovum every month. In PCOD, that is the problem. Either the ovum is not produced, they get anovulatory cycles, or the ovum quality is not that much good. So because of that, they would get abortive fetus, recurrent abortions. And the third most important factor is because of the delayed or very prolonged delayed menses, the ovum secretion doesn't happen. So without an ovum, you cannot conceive a child. So fertility is affected.
Okay. So, does this affect menopause?
What happens many a times the PCOD which is not corrected, which is not treated, it carries on. The symptoms are carried on through the menopause also. So you already have a known menopausal symptoms. Those are going to come as soon as the menopause comes. And in a PCOD female, you have insulin resistance, you have obesity, you have hirsutism, you have acne, you have plethora of other problems. So when the menopausal problems coexist with these symptoms, so the menopausal symptoms plethora, the basket increases. So they have
Okay.
much more symptoms.
Okay. I'm grateful for having this discussion with you today. Thank you, Dr. Shetty, for being with us for this very informative session.
Yeah, I would like to give a take home message that PCOD is on the rise. So let us wake up. Let us wake up early, change our lifestyle, change our eating habits, exercise a lot, and follow the daily regime as prescribed in our Shastras to prevent this disease. Prevention is the best medicine for lifestyle disorders.
Okay. This session was very informative and we hope this benefits all our users. Thank you. And thank you, Doctor, again.
Thank you so much.